Hey all and welcome back to another HellfireComms Patreon TV Cob. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the best cartoons from the early to mid 2000s. Ed, and Eddy. Oh yes, insert much whistling and jawbreaker bants and antics here. Volk, you're a big fan of the three E's, I assume?
It is easily one of my favourite cartoons ever. There's not really much more I can say than that. It's just a top quality show. I enjoy it immensely. Okay,
well, we're going to be checking out episodes 15, 40, and 47 today. That's right, we're not going in chronological order. People who pledge $25 and up can pretty much get whatever set of episodes they like. You don't have to go 1, 2, 3. You can go 1, 7, 57 if you like. But just to give you the exact episodes we're covering, Season 2, Episode 2, which features Knock Knock Who's Ed and 1+1 Ed. Then we have Season 3, Episode 14, and Ed in the Bush and See No Ed. And lastly, we have Season 4, Episode 8, Thick as an Ed and Sorry, Wrong Ed. So we're going to be doing these, well, still in chronological order, but just not in sequential order, I suppose. So what's going to happen is I'll count you down into Season 2, Episode 2. We'll watch that, we'll talk over it, and then we'll have a little break where we set up the next video, and then when everyone's ready, we'll count down to that. So here we go, Season 2, Episode 2, in 3, 2, 1. Man, I have not watched the three E's in a long time, I gotta say.
It's one of those things that I try to watch just when I'm messing around on YouTube. Occasionally there'll be an Ed and Eddy episode that I see and I just go, yeah, why not? Let's watch it.
Right, Ed, and Eddy is a 131 episode animated comedy television series, and that's pretty loud, so we have to turn that down. Created by Danny Antonucci and produced by Canada-based AKA Cartoon. The series debuted on Cartoon Network in the US on January 4th, 1999, so maybe that was the reason for the Millennium Bug scare, who knows. And it ended 10 years later, almost, on November 8th, 2009, with the film Ed, and Eddy's Big Picture Show. It was originally planned to air for 4 seasons, but Cartoon Network ordered 2 additional seasons, 4 specials, and a film because it was so popular. It revolves around 3 adolescent boys collectively known as the Eds who live in the suburban cul-de-sac, and yeah, antics ensue. It's actually based, I believe, on cartoons from the 1970s and whatnot. Danny was a big fan of those.
Yeah, so you're thinking of things like Ren and Stimpy and all that sort of thing, perhaps, but not quite as extreme.
Well, I don't think Ren and Stimpy was a 70s cartoon, mate, but you know. So the one in the middle, the runt, is Eddy. He's the one who comes up with all these shenanigans. He's the most amoral of the group, I believe. The one with the gelatin bag on his head is Ed with 2 Ds. They call him Double D. He's the neurotic one of the group. And then we have singular D, Ed. He's the dumb but tough and softy one of the group.
His buffoonery will have no end of laughs, I swear. Oh god, here he goes. Almost immediately. I love it.
It just takes me back to why did he eat his bed? Why did his parents take the stairs? None of this makes sense.
Well, like I said, Ed, he's not too bright, but he can tough his way out of pretty much any situation or just bumble his way across it purely by accident.
I will say I do like Ed and Eddy a lot. It was never one of my favourite shows, but it's one of those shows if there was an episode on, I would definitely leave the channel on. So I think that at least speaks to its quality, you know?
Well, for me, it was more of a case of I just thoroughly enjoyed most every single episode that they've come out with, and occasionally you just get that one episode sort of tucked somewhere in between that just absolutely floors you with laughter, and I think the one that comes on after this is one of those absolute favourites where they sort of go around trying to find the mysteries of life, so to speak.
Oh, Jesus.
So we've got that one to look forward to later. For now, we have the adventure of the movie marathon, in which Ed wants to watch his 8 hours of hideous Cyclops movies, but peril and turmoil stop him from being able to watch it in the comfort of his own home, so they turn to the other denizens of the cul-de-sac to try and find a way to sit and watch their movies.
Beautiful. Let's see if we can get some voice actor trivia in here.
Alright, I can already answer that because I got these open. So, Ed is voiced by Matt Hill. Double D is voiced by Sam Vincent. And Tony Sampson is the voice actor for Eddy. And all 3 of these people have actually something in common. All three of them are voiced characters in the Mega Man Battle Network anime.
Huh.
Eddy voices Dex. Sam, I believe, voices multiple characters, including Number Man and Rush. And Matt Hill, I believe, voices Bass, of all people.
There you go. And Sam Vincent is actually the sing voice of Sonic in Sonic Underground.
He is the voice of Sonic Underground. Sonic, yep. And they actually share a work in Transformers, the Energon series as well. So you got Armada, Energon, and Cybertron. Matt Hill, who voices Ed, voices Ironhide and Carlos.
Cool.
Sam Vincent, let me see, because Sam Vincent actually has a very, very big IMDb. He's voiced like 300 different things, so he's got quite an extensive repertoire of
Well, don't pull a Richie and fucking like go down all of it, otherwise we'll be here for the entire 11 minutes.
But Sam Vincent voices characters in Cybertron specifically. He voices Ransack, Kobe, and Menasor. And Tony Sampson actually voices Fred in Transformers Armada. So they have had some work together in the past. But Tony Sampson, he doesn't voice very much. I mean, he's been like Cardcaptor Sakura. He's voiced Tony in Fatal Fury 2. And I believe all three of them have also voiced characters in X-Men Evolution.
Oh, I liked X-Men Evolution a lot, actually.
It was a very, very solid X-Men series. I mean, many purists will say that the 90s one is the way to go, but I think Evolution offered something more unique. And it had some very interesting stories to tell to boot.
Really? You're expecting this to fool Sarah of all people? It might work on Jimmy, but Jimmy is, I could say many unkind words. No, none of them are homophobic. Calm down.
He is incredibly timid.
All this just to watch a movie marathon. Like, I'm sorry, but Sarah's a bit of a cunt.
Yeah, she is a bit. She has her non-cunty moments, but they're few and far between.
Yeah, she's the typical little sister character. Although, to be honest, did they really deserve this, the Eds? I don't know. They often, like, how? Seriously?
Sarah moved house. You live with her. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that's another thing about Eds. They like to break the fourth wall a lot. It's just like, we can always watch it at my house. What? And ruin the plot?
Yeah, because I would just completely destroy the premise. But anyway, as I was trying to say before, Volt brought up several very good points. This is Kevin, by the way. He's the, I guess you'd call him the bully of the group, which is weird because there's a Kevin in Steven Universe who's also a bit of a bully. Maybe it's just a running theme for a fucking, like, Kevins on Cartoon Network. Oh, it's funny. That same Kevin refers to Steven as Clarence in one of the episodes. So, you know, the spirit of, like, cross-referencing Cartoon Network shows hasn't died with Ed and Eddy.
It's just like, oh, my lasagna. But yeah, Kevin is more... I'm not sure if he would be considered, like, the bully character. He's the one that is the least receptive to the Ed's bullshittery.
Yeah.
But Kevin's more like the jock character. You know, he rides a bike everywhere. I wouldn't say he's overly sporty. Like, the focus is more on his bike, but he's pretty much got, like, the big chin, and, you know, he's probably the more well-built out of all the characters in the show, barring Rolf.
For sure. Oh, Rolf. Oh, I don't know if he'll be showing up in this string of episodes, but we'll see. Hell... Shut my mouth. Apparently I have the stand crazy talk. I say things wrong and right things happen.
You would doubt that the mighty Son Goku would not be in this episode?
Why? Do you live in a cave?
Do you live in a cave?
Oh, but do you think this would fly nowadays? Like this fucking, like, immigrant stereotype?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. The thing is, they don't overplay it so much. Like, they refer to it quite a bit, but it's more of one of those sort of things that it's always funny.
Yeah.
And it's not like one of those things where you sort of look and think, ooh, that's a little bit dicey. Like, everything Rolf does is just endearingly funny, and if that's whether it's because of his heritage or his lack of knowledge of the modern culture, everything he says always ends up being a laugh and a half.
I will say, it's never done at, like, his expense or anything. Like,
Oh no, not at all.
it's not even based on, like, any real country, it's just old country, I believe. But as I was saying, so many plot points keep popping up and characters keep appearing, I keep missing my point. Do you think the Eds deserve everything that happens to them? Because despite being shat on by the plot, they do go out of their way to cause trouble.
They do, but at the same time, I think maybe some characters give them more of a bad rep than perhaps they ought to.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's like half of the thing. You've got the characters that are a little bit like, it's just the typical buffoonery, and then there's like people like Sarah and Kevin who are a little bit more, dude, what are you doing? And just like, slap them down.
Why is there a picture of a wiener in the bathroom?
It's Rolf. He likes his meat.
Let's go through the toilet!
It wouldn't surprise me if it just flushed themselves down the toilet, and then ended up in the room down below.
Yeah, it's funny, we never see what's under Double D's hat, but there is, like, I think an official Cartoon Network advertisement where he's seen throwing his hat up in the air and he just has, like, regular streaks of black hair.
Yeah, I believe it was actually on the Cartoon Network website. I think it was like one of those Flash games, if I remember correctly. Klaus and Voight. These are all the things that Pinky says in Pinky and the Brain.
Yes, he's from the old country. What did you guys expect?
Oh god. It's gonna blow!
It's alive! It's alive!
Oh, well, they get to live to scam another day.
The Static Channel, I love it.
I'm also quite partial to Fishbowl 2. It is a classic, I am told.
Put it in H!
Can you just imagine being blinked to death?
I don't think that's canon, somehow.
Oh, I don't know, those Cyclopeans can get pretty big.
Don't use your fancy words on me, you know I'm dumb.
Actually, I only know that because I tried to make a race of Cyclopes rather in Stellaris, so that's the only reason why I know both the plural and the adjective. This is basically you with Steven Universe. It's just like, yes, Steven Universe, good for Tom.
Yes, do not tell me how bad the show is, I enjoy it. I love Rob because he doesn't really fall for any of the Ed's bullshit either, he just kind of goes along with it.
Oh yeah, he does. He is a top tier bro.
In his own house, no less. Such disrespect. Oh my god. Now feed Ed, feed me.
Actually, the thing is, Double D may be the most head smart, but I think Eddie's probably by far the most street smart and probably the most self-aware.
Okay, so now we have 1 + 1 Ed. Luckily I've forgotten most of the plots to these, so we're just going to shoot the shit as we go along.
Oh, I know the plot to this one. It's like, this is one of my favorites.
Oh, okay. Oh, I remember this. But Tish.
Asking the important questions.
Oh god.
I could just sit here and laugh at this entire episode, but I'm gonna try my best not to.
So when did you first get into Ed, Edd n Eddy, mate? Like, did you see any advertisements for it? What's going on?
Nah, I think it was one of those things that just somehow suddenly appeared on Cartoon Network one day when I was going through my usual run of watching like Pokemon and Dexter's Lab and Cow and Chicken, and Edd n Eddy popped up, and I guess we just didn't bother turning over the channel, and I think from there I just fell in love with the show. One of the first episodes I ever watched, pardon me, was a glass of warm Ed, where Ed will sleepwalk and eat all the food in the cul-de-sac.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the more prolific ones, I think.
Yes, absolutely. It was just so hilarious, with Ed just getting himself bloated, flying over on someone's knickers or bra or something like that. It was great. I love it. And ever since then, I've just been a fan of the show. I don't think there's really been a dud episode as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, even if there was one, does it matter? Like, they come in batches of 2 anyway, so you got a 50-50 chance of getting something good.
Oh yeah, but when a show is so consistently good, and it can be in different ways, it could just be utterly hilarious, it could be compelling, or it might just show you something that you'd never seen before in terms of, like, the eds. Like, when it went into the school life section, that provided a whole slew of other possibilities when that came around.
The human brain. Oh, sorry, the Homan brain. It's kind of hard to tell with the funky font they use sometimes.
Oh yes, the pedal steel guitar owned by the legendary 88 Fingers Edward. He's only ever played it on the show twice, I believe. The first one was where they make the luxury cruise liner.
Oh, I love that episode!
And then there's another one where they sort of make their own home theatre with their own home movie, and he was sort of like doing the background music for that whilst the movie was playing.
Oh, you just reminded me of fucking home movies. That also got a reference to the recent Cartoon Network show where Brendan Small... I'm not sure if they, like, refer to him by name, but he's got a name tag that says, like, Brendan S. or something, and there's clearly a Coach McGurk XP in, like, the Do Not Serve These Customers photo gallery in the background, and he's basically working in, like, a movie store and whatnot, and he's a massive movie elitist.
Nice.
And it is Brendan Small voicing him as well.
It's a face scruncher.
Oh, can't show that on Cartoon Network nowadays.
I love how they occasionally go into sort of like the odd adult theme every now and then, but they never go too far over the line.
For some reason, I'm thinking of that one episode where they make the town out of cardboard. Is that one?
No. That's a different one where they just make a city inside, like, one of the alleyways, and they just go about the city life thing.
This is why I think Ed and Eddy was so appealing, because it takes the mundane and it makes it kind of, like, fantastical and whatnot.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where a lot of Double D's creations kind of stem from, I feel. Sort of like always this childlike sense of whimsy and just, like, trying to build, like, something realistic out of just pieces of cardboard and odd bits and pieces just lying around the house. Life has many doors, Ed boy.
Oh, Jesus, that was offensive. Folks, Jesus Christ.
I don't do the best Rolf impression, I'm sorry.
Do oranges grow on trees?
Yes.
Okay. For some reason that image looked weird to me, but then again, I am very stupid.
I'm pretty sure that might actually be a grapefruit.
That's the thing. Why is there a fruit called a grape and there's also a grapefruit?
I have no idea. People come up with weird names for all sorts of crazy stuff.
Oh, is this that episode where they just completely break the concept of the fourth wall?
Yep, they break the fourth wall, reality, pretty much everything.
Yep, that's Doldy in a nutshell, really.
Legendary line incoming. There we go.
Oh. Stop it, you're ruining the concept of cartoons, you gotta stop! Oh god, no. It's all falling apart, Kingdom Hearts is light!
Like, this is what Xehanort was planning to do all along. I love this.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Eddy is the harbinger of the apocalypse.
I mean, who else can safely say that they ate the sun?
Oh no. Oh, it's just his clothes. That's okay, I suppose?
No, it's his outline.
This show was like on another level, I swear.
It really was.
Don't! No! You'll walk through to Samurai Jack!
Yeah, those are the Kanka sisters. I'm not sure if we'll see any in this movie commentary. Well, movie, I mean show commentary, but they are essentially the girls pining for the Eds.
I was falling for 30 minutes! Do you remember those Cartoon Network, like, ads, where it's, like, all the Cartoon Network characters hanging out together in a town and whatnot?
Yes, I do. I believe we alluded to, in the Samurai Jack episodes, how there's one with, like, Jack and Johnny Bravo. But, I can't remember much of the ones with the Eds. I think the Eds just kind of did their own thing, and, like, occasionally characters would come in.
If you haven't destroyed the universe by that point. What did you expect? You ate the sun? You ripped the concept of cartoons in half? Up is down, left is right, the millennium approaches.
There's bananas for clouds.
This fucking looks like the Special Zone from Archie Sonic the comic.
It actually does. I was thinking this is looking rather something like that would come straight out of a Mobius in one of the Sonic the Comics or something. If only it were that simple.
Wow, that line could be taken out of context.
Yeah, they're just unapologetically breaking the fourth wall now.
Like, I think if you're gonna do it, just, like, go all the way, you know? Even that'll just be subtle with it. I hate, like, the, look how clever we're being sort of, like, middle ground.
True that, true that. Although they do drop it in every now and again, like, I believe there's one episode I remember where they're just talking about, yeah, we usually get to this point where you come up with some crazy idea for a scam, and he just goes, well, don't look at me, I didn't write this script.
Oh my god. We'll get into them later, I think, and Naz too.
Yep. Johnny is a very unique character, but Plank himself has a bit of a fan following.
Jesus. This episode is just one long shit post, and I love it.
It really is. And it's just one of my favorites because you can just sit down with it and just see all the crazy shit that happens. I'm not entirely sure if it works that way, my dude.
No. Jawbreakers are candy, by the way. They're like the big, chalky things that you suck on.
Also known as gobstoppers. I used to eat them fairly often. It's one of those things that if you lick it for too long, it just becomes really grainy and it fucks up your tongue.
Yeah.
So you have to be pretty careful with them. But there used to be a thing for Christmas where every other Christmas I'd just get an entire box of them, and I just work my way through them slowly, and usually by the time I'm done with them, it's next to the Christmas afterwards. So they last.
So did any of that actually happen, or was it just the product of, like, too much sugar, too little, like, sleepy nights?
I think it's just an overactive imagination.
And so the day closes on yet another whimsical adventure in the world of Ed, and Eddy.
Well, he picked up the hole. Now, the bigger question is, why aren't they falling out the bottom?
The bigger question is, was that statement aimed at his sister? Oh, what a big hole you are.
Oh god, I hadn't even considered that.
I won't put it past him. Oh, I love that. And we've still got 2 more, like, whole episodes to go.
Oh, it's like it's my birthday. I love it.
Guys, close down Season 2, Episode 2, and boot up Season 3, Episode 14, just while Volk and I shoot the shit and set up ourselves. So what do you think of those 2 episodes, mate?
Well, obviously you know how I feel about the latter episode. It is, by no short stretch, an absolute classic. I put it up there with Glass of Warm Ed, absolutely. But the other episode, it's an interesting tale which was spanned from something that's fairly I guess, nonsensical. It's not really something you think about sort of creating an entire episode around, but somehow they managed to do it, and they actually managed to make it really entertaining.
Indeed. Well, I don't really have much else to say there. This is, it's not the deepest of cartoons, but we basically covered what we wanted to say during the thing. So next up we have an Ed in the Bush and See No Ed, Season 3, Episode 14, in 3, 2, 1. Ah, this intro. This one seems a bit oversaturated, but we take what we can get on the internet when it comes to VODs.
Ah, yes, this is true. I mean, you have to think that sometimes these episodes are found here, there, and everywhere. Like, you might be able to find one season in one place and another season elsewhere, and, like, sometimes they mess up the brightness or whatever, so it's just something you've got to roll with.
Yeah, for sure.
At the end of the day, green is green, red is red.
Yes. I understand completely. Is this one of the most, like, iconic intros and themes, like, in all of the Cartoon Network history? I think it is.
I would put it up there, certainly. I mean, Dexter's Lab might be quite high up there as well, Powerpuff Girls, obviously, and Samurai Jack as well. But I think for in terms of just catchiness, this is probably, like, at least top 3.
Oh, this is the episode where, like, they try to join the Urban Rangers, I remember that.
Oh, no. That was season 1 or 2, I believe. This is the Urban Rangers going on their first expedition.
Ah, I see.
Meanwhile... Okay, those can't be seconds. I'm sorry. Or maybe it's counting individual frames. That might be a possibility.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I remember what they're doing. They're playing a game where they see how long Eddy takes to actually catch Ed.
There we go. Jesus, Rolf, you're gonna give Jimmy a panic attack if you keep this up.
Rolf's inspections are the most severe.
Yes, the most intrusive, invasive.
What would he do with a loaf of bread?
Oh, it depends how stale it was, I suppose.
Oh yeah, stale baguette goes a long way, as many tropes would have you believe.
Nice. Well, you destroyed the entire house, but you won the approval of Rolf, and that's all that matters.
Shame we couldn't have done that whilst they were trying to get recruited into the Urban Rangers.
Just go with the flow. Just go with the fucking flow.
For those who don't know, the pumpernickel is a form of bread.
Yes, it is. Pumpernickel bread. It's quite nice, actually.
So, obviously, this is going to be one of those episodes where the Eds just... They're not necessarily going ahead of a scam, they're just going to get up to no good. I'm not sure if they were aware with the whole Urban Rangers sign, but I get the feeling they had to be.
What do you mean?
Well, their salute is holding an L to your head.
Oh, with the shape of an L on her forehead, yeah.
Well, the Eds start coming and they don't
stop coming. Basically, every episode where everyone's having fun and the Eds just pop in, it's like, somebody once told me.
Also, I'm not entirely sure if it's just because they have, like, 3 fingers, but it did honestly look like Eddy was flipping the bird at that moment then earlier.
Again, they'll sneak things past the radar if they can, mate.
Oh yeah, I mean, at one point where the Urban Rangers were commissioned to rescue Ed in one of the episodes, they had to swear on the Urban Ranger book, and Eddy just literally went onto the book and said, "I'd swear, but standards won't let me." I'm very impressed by Rolf's handiwork to just come in and literally build a chimney in the middle of the woods.
Again, it's like, here is a stereotype of an immigrant, but he works hard. You know, he's really well mannered, he gets on well with everyone, so it's kind of like flipping the stereotype, really.
He also just in general has like the most hilarious lines in
exactly,
the show.
Everyone loves Rolf. I can't think of many people who dislike him.
He throws the best shade, it has to be said. Your garden is overgrown and your cucumbers are soft is one of the most memorable.
Okay, you're taking the piss a little bit now, I think.
I love it.
That would be a pretty lit design for like an electric heater, though. So one of the things we're never really letting, like, on the know about is Plank sentient, or is it all just a part of the dude's mind? What do you think, Volk?
I'm pretty much in the opinion that it is the latter, but I think the other kids in the cul-de-sac just occasionally go along with it because it's fun. And it helps include Johnny, I guess? But that's really the best thing that I can think of. Poor Double D. He is far from the strong man of the group, as is painfully evident here.
I'm amazed he's not flipping out, because isn't he very OCD?
He is, although, to be honest, he's not... It's not, like, screamed out loud except for a few instances.
Well, it's a cartoon where, you know, lessons aren't really learned from episode to episode, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there was that one time where he almost strangled Ed to death because he broke his 5,243 ant colony.
Jesus Christ. All I can remember is there's a post-it note in Double D's bathroom, because his parents are, like, always out, so they leave him, like, post-it notes in place of actually being parents. And the one in the bathroom says, "No touching."
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, I love the one where they sort of, where they go through all the sticky notes and they say, "Oh, look, we found another note," and it's just them clearly writing down something because Ed is literally a human photocopier. It's great.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, we didn't have those sort of things in the Scouts, what the hell?
Yeah, submitted for the approval of the motherfucking Midnight Society.
Where's my video game speedrun badge?
That'd be a good thing to do a TV comm of. Are you afraid of the dark?
Ooh, that could be interesting.
Just saying, guys, you can put your money to whatever you like. Oh,
I love how unamused Double D is at that whole thing.
I think that's like the first instance of that joke being used in a cartoon that I can remember.
Same here, I don't really remember it being used anywhere else, or at least this is like the most prolific use of it. That's also the earliest in my memory.
Why? There's nothing there.
Like, what would it be? Would it just be like on a wafer or like some kind of cracker?
Oh, Jesus, don't like Gordon Ramsay, no. I'm just thinking of Night of the Were-Ed right now, that one webcomic.
Oh, I don't think I've actually seen that one, but I've heard of it.
I have. I haven't read it. Helldragon goes on about it all the time, though.
Ah, might be something I have to look at afterwards. Ed's really giving it his all.
I love how the noises just get steadily and steadily more stupid as it goes along.
And just like that, the toaster fire is gone.
So what is it they're actually trying to accomplish here? Are they just being dicks?
I think they're just trying to give everyone the heebie-jeebies.
Fair enough.
Like I said, this is just one of those episodes where it's not really revolving around a scam, but it's just them just trying to have a bit of fun at someone else's expense.
I just want to point out the logic of things going pitch black when an electric light was turned off.
I know, right? Come on, there has to be some ambient light, surely.
He smells antics, Volk.
Oh, his Wolverine instincts are kicking in.
Jesus Christ, he baited him with a quarter.
Rolf is about to kick the shit out of Lord Freezer.
Jesus, he's about to throw hands. Get ready for gold, Rolf.
I love how needlessly dramatic this is. Oh, riding high.
It's nicely paced as well. Like the dramatic fades out and whatnot.
Just why? Why was that necessary?
Love the colouring in this episode.
Oh yeah, they really get the nighttime colours down pat. So, no doubt this is where the big turnaround happens.
Oh yeah, they gotta have the comeuppance. I think that's like a rule in kids' cartoons. Kids can be dicks, but there has to be some sort of consequence. Well, we lost the smart one, we're fucked.
What do you reckon the odds are Rolf just took Double D and just said, hey, play along with this, will you?
I think Double D would go along with it, to be honest.
I think he would too, although at the same time, Rolf is pretty merciless when it comes to his revenge moments.
I think it's like been stated before that Double D only really goes along with the scams of Warner to try and, like, tame the other two.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, we all know the tiny net is a death sentence.
Oh no, a tiny net.
And then there was one. Alright, so what's he gonna get? I can't quite remember like what happens to Eddy in this one.
He gets trapped in a bank that has no money in it.
Oh god, that would be torture as far as he's concerned.
Not here. Off in the woods having fun. How dare he?
Well, I think anybody would be in the situation if they had a run-in with the belly button eater.
Yeah.
3 days.
I love the wacky sound effects. Jesus. Alright. See No Ed. Do you remember this one?
Oh, the sound effects are just the best thing about the entire show. Oh, let me just see what the first couple of frames are. Oh yes, I remember this one. This may well be the one where Jimmy keeps getting hurt and Eddy tries to outdo him to get attention. It's either that, or it's the one where the Eds go missing.
Huh. Might be the second one then, just judging by the title.
Quite possibly, yeah. Thinking about, yeah, I'm almost certain it's the latter. Just like, I am not ready for what comes next.
Oh, Jesus. Such a fucking show-off.
Oh, but that's Kevin for you. Oh, Jimmy is ready for this shit.
Yep, they're gonna come and scam us. Oh yeah, they're just fucking gone.
There's another thing that Johnny's head just gets stuck in everything.
He does have a large head, to be fair. Jimmy's a little bit insufferable sometimes, I'm not gonna lie.
Just a bit.
Like, I mean, he's fine, like, he doesn't hurt nobody, but, you know, I can only take so much touchy-feely stuff, you know? I'm a man's man watching a kid's cartoon for other people's amusement.
I love that, it's just like, it's alright, you're used to this.
Ow! Says Eddy, 10 miles away.
Are those raisin cookies? I believe they are. Well, to be fair, they're probably just as good.
Raisin cookies are nice, I don't know what your problem is, Rolf.
I don't know, they're not my thing. Doohickeys.
This is just like one long episode of paranoia, really, and I imagine the Eds are just, like, up to nothing, really.
Yeah. It's one of those rare moments where you actually get to see Kevin somewhat rattled. Because he's not usually the one that gets on the receiving end of that sort of thing.
Not really, no.
Oh, dude, get a load of this broth. It's got, like, chicken in it and whatnot. Of course, they can't put the free X's on there, otherwise they'll be encouraging underage drinking. But, you know, just drinking a tub of broth is absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they don't start playing That's My Horse. I love how I could just instantly tell it's a monkey hand. When it's just literally a rubber glove with lint on it.
So did they leave, like, a scam behind to just fuck with everyone? I've honestly forgotten what the plot of the episode is about.
I believe if I remember correctly, there are parts of a costume that they left behind, and the Eds are trying to find it out of sight.
Ah, okay. Alright, we have an Ed hunt.
Just cue the CSI music. But yeah, we were saying before about the sound effects, just the entire, like, music score and just the sound effects they use are some of the best I think I've ever heard in a cartoon, period.
Ah.
It's so much so that nowadays you get all these memes going around on the internet, or these edited videos where it's just a video but with Ed, and Eddy sound effects. That's so wrong.
Just when you think your room is messy along, what the fuck?
Oh yes, that was a reference to a glass of warm Ed.
Oh, okay.
Eddy got put behind one of his seats and found a chicken, and it's just like, finders keepers. And then they find Ed just asleep in the bed.
So can he see through Plank? How does this work exactly? Is Plank his stand?
Oh my god, just imagine. It wouldn't surprise me in the least. I love how even though Kevin is like Rolf's best friend, like even Kevin just goes, yeah.
Really, this shit again? He hasn't even done anything. This is how you live in someone's head rent-free, by the way.
Although it is quite endearing that even though they don't really think that highly of the Eds, they still, like, care about them as people. Well, maybe not so much Kevin. He's very much deep in the paranoia that this is all part of some scam.
This has all the hallmarks of a classic Ed scam. Well, I could make several jokes there.
Probably best just to leave that one be. It's Chimp World.
Oh, Chimptopia.
I love how the world is spelt entirely incorrectly. You can just tell Ed made that sign.
Oh, it's by kids, so it makes it endearing.
Oh no, I don't think Double D would let that fly, if it was him doing it.
I don't know, for a scammer it does seem pretty fun.
You know, for as elaborate as this could be, you think they'd probably make more money just, like, making the shit and selling it.
I'm amazed, like, the IRS hasn't, like, come down hard on the Eds, I'm gonna be honest.
Indeed. And also, one of those rare moments where Jimmy just gets an overwhelming amount of self-confidence. To the point where he literally goes to wrestle Rolf, of all people.
Banana milk?
Well, banana milkshakes are a thing, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's true, yeah.
I'm not sure if the bikes are going to save you here, buddy.
Whee! And here's where everything falls apart. Yep, here we go.
This is some Final Destination level shit right here.
It's gonna turn out that the Eds were doing this for their benefit, you know?
What, they're just trying to off everyone in the cul-de-sac? That seems very counterintuitive of what their goal is.
No, they were just trying to be nice for a change, but because of their, like, paranoia and distrust of them, which is rightfully earned, honestly, they just put it all to shit themselves.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, 25 cents to go into a place like that, you know, I'd pay it.
Fucking Kevin.
And Joy's just thinking, ha, now you know how it feels.
Is this the longest Ed and Eddy are, like, ever off-screen or not seen in an episode?
Yes, I believe it is. They're literally only shown for like 30 seconds towards the end.
It makes it really unique, then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then Kevin just bails. And Johnny's just having the time of his life regardless.
There they are. Aww.
It's just like, it just gets better and better.
No, you won't.
Alright, I'm not sure if there was any need for that. I would be also hesitant to put my face right in there.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it was probably like their most ambitious scam next to the city.
Was it even really a scam? Like, they rode the stuff too hard and it just broke.
Well, I mean, they were going in there with the idea of like being able to sell tattoos and things like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Banana? Damn it, Ed.
Oh my.
Oh, calm down, Double D. It's hardly the first time.
And there we go, it just ends like that. Chimptopia is not resolved, everyone is still hanging there to this day.
Yep, that's like one of the theories, just like, they all just died there and everything else is just an illusion.
Oh, Jesus, not one of those. Alright, guys, close down Season 3, Episode 14, load up Season 4, Episode 8. So, what do you think about those two episodes, mate? And Ed in the Bush and See No Ed?
I think they're both in the interesting episode category, where it's not like, one was not so much obviously a scam, it's just them just being up to no good. You do get a few of those episodes dotted around here and there, so they do occasionally diverge from the formula of, oh, here's an idea for a scam, they try to do it, something inevitably goes wrong, and then there's some kind of closure at the end. They tried to do it so much with the second episode, but then they added the twist where the Eds aren't seen on screen at all, save for like the last minute. And it's one of those episodes that I just found genuinely interesting to watch, because you get to see how the characters to react to them not necessarily being there, but their presence being apparent.
Yes.
But yeah, both very enjoyable episodes. They have their funny moments, certainly.
Very good, very good. Okay, we're going to wrap things up here with Thick as an Ed, and sorry, wrong Ed. So here we go. Season 4, Episode 8 in 3, 2, 1. Okay, Cookie. Do you remember what these are, mate?
Alright, right off the bat, I can tell you that Sorry Wrong Ed involves the telephone that is cursed. That is another hilarious episode. I'm not sure if it's one of my absolute favorites, but it's certainly in like my top, I guess, 10, 15, something along those lines. I mean, considering it's like 137 episodes, as far as I'm concerned, every single one of them is fantastic. Okay. It's a little bit hard to sort of put together a top 10. As for Thick as an Ed, I believe this is the one where Ed stinks horribly and nobody can quite explain why, and it interrupts everything.
Okay, well, let's get ready for some smelly bands.
It doesn't start with Ed eating his mattress.
Oh.
Still one of my absolute favourite moments in the Ed and Eddy, like, series. Just, not so much the episode itself, which is still very, very good, but that moment where he just eats his mattress is just so well done. To the point where where Double D comes in, he goes, "Excuse me, Ed, is this your good lord, man?" Just that reaction sells the whole thing.
I have to say, like, we've watched 4 episodes back to back. I've not been bored once. Like, I haven't been, like, massively entertained or anything, because, like I said, it's not one of my favourite shows, but it's been consistent. And that's what I would describe Ed and Eddy as. It's consistent.
Oh, absolutely. Ed's daydreams are in crayon. No, Johnny! Another thing we haven't quite established, like, obviously, is that Ed is a big fan of chickens.
Okay. Chicken!
Yep. Chickens and gravy, that's what Ed is about. And monster movies.
They all go well together. Aww. Ed's just happy to be included, really. Jesus. Well, to be fair, is this a scam that's hurting anyone?
No, it's just a frog racing derby. It's no different than snail racing.
It's more like they're cheap than anything because of the prize.
Yeah, true that. If the prize was a little bit more substantial, then... yeah, maybe they could have just made, like, a prize like half the earnings or something like that, and then they take the other half for themselves. It doesn't make any sense, but it's so funny.
Maybe it's time for Ed to start using deodorant then. Oh, he's reached that special age.
No, there is a problem. Apparently, Ed is deathly afraid of soap. They tried to use soap to get his finger out of one of those little shipper bottles, and they chased him around the cul-de-sac with soap, and he wasn't having any of it.
Jesus. And remember that flies literally buzz around shit.
Alright, so what is the source of this foul odor?
Oh no!
So, yeah, some people have lucky coins, some people opt for a rabbit's foot. Ed, he opts for a moldy piece of cheese.
I mean, it's in character, but I don't have to like it.
I love how he just literally just runs away screaming. Oh yeah, the cheese name is Sheldon, by the way, in case you didn't catch it.
Of course it is. Of course it's fucking Sheldon.
I think he has been living in his pocket for the past 37 days, if I recall correctly.
Makes sense.
Oh! I just remembered something really, really cool about this episode, but I don't want to spoil it.
That's good, because I don't remember a lick of it, honestly.
Ed has been opted to be the frog wrangler in this case.
Uh-huh.
Bless his heart, he's trying. Yeah, you can probably see where this episode is gonna go.
Yeah, basically. I mean, moldy cheese is a, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's a speciality in certain places, but that's just gone beyond moldy. That's just straight up bad.
It certainly ain't blue cheese.
Really. Fish the cheese! Fish the cheese! We are one now.
I just love all the different ways of describing the cheese Double D comes up with, and the fact that he has a shower with a curtain marked in one of those little labeling things. Oh, here we go. Trade the cheese for a hat.
Not happening. Like, what were the rumours about what was under Double D's hat? I remember, like, hearing, like, it's a really bad hairstyle, he's got some kind of deformity under there.
I think many people thought he was, like, a comb-over, or he was just literally bald, except for those 3 odd hairs. Which, to be fair, so is Eddy, but maybe Eddy's a bit of a special case.
It just has the same insult every time.
At least Double D's trying to come up with different things.
Well, Double D has a triple-digit IQ, to be fair.
He is a walking thesaurus. It's one of those rare moments where Eddy is actually the most reasonable one.
Yeah, this is a rare occurrence.
Obviously, he isn't the least bit pleased that Ed stinks like death, but at the same time, he's willing to put up with it, unlike Double D, which immediately puts him as, like, the adult in the room, quote-unquote.
Wow, Jesus.
Crazy to think, but this is actually what the episode is portraying, which is amazing.
Stink levitation. It's a new power.
I remember seeing that for the first time and I very nearly died. It was just so stupid.
The threat has been neutralized.
Bomb defused. I'm pretty sure that's also his mum's bra as well, which is the scary thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is his, to be honest. Like, just because you have to take it and place it in a smell-proof thing doesn't mean, you know.
Double D is about to regret the decision about putting it in the jar. Okay. That's kind of gross.
Yeah. Bazonga. Or if you prefer, Gorgonzola. She's so good or smelly, you go blind. What a fucking drama queen.
I know, right? Ah, he wasn't dead after all.
Mm-hmm. You can't keep a good Double D down, mate.
I love how they even make the underwater effect as well. So perfect.
Dun dun!
I love how much effort they put into Ed's monobrow as well. Sort of like making it look like he almost has 2 eyebrows, so they sort of have it bend inwards and what have you. Although there was that one moment where he deliberately broke the monobrow in rage.
Character development.
Okay, now that is a legitimate superpower.
Yeah, that's Eddie's quirk, mate.
he just says fuck you to grab it and then saluting with his foot.
Ew. Oh no, Thanos got to him!
Oh no! That actually comes out on DVD and whatnot in a few weeks.
No, now all the fish will die. This ecosystem is ruined. How deep was that pond?
I don't know, but you're right about the fish.
Poor Sheldon.
We knew you for about 8 minutes. I think all the frogs are dead now, dude.
Yeah, geez, even that one, they've evolved into super frogs. For fuck's sake, why does a fishbone have a smell?
Oh, not this again.
Why don't you two just get a room?
And it literally does end with Eddy being the reasonable one in this whole thing.
Alright, now we have Sorry, Wrong, Ed.
This is a good one. Weird humor, the breaking of Double D is all here.
Oh, it's everything you want in Ed and Eddie. I keep trying to say Ed and Eddie really fast, but I can't, so I'll just call them the Freds. It is cursed, Ed boys! Why don't you just destroy it?
I'm not sure if this is a phone that can be destroyed.
Yeah, Eddie loves all that kind of kitschy crap, honestly. It's no wonder the cartoon is based on 70s things when it looks like a fucking 70s bachelor's pad.
True that. It's, a little on the gaudy side for a lot of people, but it's a style, so that's more than what most people have going, I suppose.
I'm referring to Eddie's room, of course, his bachelor pad.
Yes. With the waterbed and all. Oh no, the waterbed was what was in the, was in the van that they requisitioned in the junkyard as a central HQ.
Yeah.
Which they revisit every now and again.
Yeah. That's like one of the only bits of continuity in the show, I think.
Yeah. Clearly you can tell from here that Double D isn't very impressed with Eddie's choice of decorum.
Oh, Tom Jones, there you go. Yeah, here we go. Perfect. Look, it matches the aesthetic.
It does. It's kind of weird.
Huh?
Yeah, you might notice that it's not plugged into anything.
This is the start of a creepypasta.
It is a bit, yes.
Oh. When you answer the phone, things try to kill you.
It is the Final Destination phone. He wishes.
Yeah. Just a coincidence. Ed did that as well.
So that's it, I'm going to bed.
Keep answering the phone, let the happenings continue until you figure it out.
Oh, Double D is just laying it on thick right now.
Man, they are sassy in this one.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Ed. There was probably no ice cream in there either.
Oh, Jesus, you have to speak up. I'm crushed under an ice cream van right now. To be fair, a telephone that would never stop ringing, and every time you answered it, you'd get hurt, is actually terrible. It's a fucking Stan, come on.
It is pretty much, the thing from part 4, the tank skull thing. I know the name of it, kind of, but it's not coming to me.
The tank skull thing? Oh, it's not Bites the Dust, is it?
No, Bites the Dust is the one that appears in the eye. And the comically oversized deodorant stick.
Well, I won't be cutting out a show of that one, mate.
Well, at least they had the consideration to just go into the junkyard type place where, like, no one is.
Like, there's always some sort of, like, building work going on in the cul-de-sac or around it, but I don't think it ever gets finished.
No, it's just one of those set pieces.
Yeah.
So you got like the junkyard, you got the construction site over here, you got the actual cul-de-sac itself in the alleyways, and then the school doesn't get added on obviously until when they get to the school stuff, which I'm not. It's in season 5 and 6, I believe.
Yeah, I think so, because I don't recall it in the first 4.
It reminds me a little bit of Brainiac Science Abusive. That's an odd way to answer a phone, but yeah.
Wait for it. That's not fair, it's like... Oh, whatever.
It's a good thing this is a cartoon. And itchy. Alright, what's it gonna be?
Oh, come on!
And it just conveniently stops where Ed is. So he's either got like tea or hot chocolate in that tankard.
Oh, warm goat's milk.
Or it's literally broth again. Warm broth.
Well, I think Double D is too rational for his own good. There's been so many happenings, it's not coming. Oh my god, what is he doing?
He's moving his house.
Ring, 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 drama phone.
Well, I mean, Double D is one of those people that thinks logically, so having something like this is just breaking him in many ways. This is where the house moves back.
Really? Come on. Give it to Plank. He's a harbinger of dark magic. He can tank it. Wait for it.
Well, they still have enough time left in the day for a scam, so let's see what happens.
Oh.
It's like, that was just like a very just out of the blue endearing moment.
Yeah.
Like Ed just being genuinely concerned. And Double D just about to be in the position to assure him otherwise, but of course, Eddy had to interrupt.
So what is the Ed Flake cereal exactly? Because, like, just the cardboard boxes alone are going to cost more than 25 cents.
Well, we know that it's a smart choice. And it's sweet. And 100% curse-free.
Wait for it.
Okay, first of all, how?
Literally how? Oh, come on! They're not even native to America!
Man, Eddie's having it really rough, and for once it isn't Sarah and Kevin. Whose house is that? So the curse doesn't get passed.
No.
Looks like Eddie's going to be stuck with it for a while. How unfortunate.
Sheer heart attack, that's the name of the fucking stand.
There we go, we got there in the end.
Just as it ended as well. Alright guys, that was Season 2, Episode 2, Season 3, Episode 14, and Season 4, Episode 8 of Ed, and Eddy. What a joy to go back to this series, honestly.
Oh yeah, I would be perfectly happy to come back to more of these, honestly. It's just a ripping good time all around.
Well, that's up to our patrons, and we are again taking commissions now at the time this goes up, so thank you Nocturne Privigini for commissioning these. TV comms are available on the $25 tier, but they're also available on the $55 tier as well, and you get a quick look as well for the $55 tier. You can have up to an hour's worth of TV comms, so like with this batch, you can have 6 11-minute episodes, or you can have 3 20-minute ones, and so on and so forth. But yeah, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys next time for another HellfireComms Patreon TV com. Bye-bye.